Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see some number 5C for 10 marks of September 25. Before that, I would like to bring out something to you all. Your mock test will be on 10th August. Okay, you be prepared for that. And in this video, I'll give you a strategy how to crack this exam if you're appearing for September 26. Okay, so stay tuned in this video till the end so that you get everything cleared. Okay, first thing is that let us get into the sum right now. Whenever you receive a question, you first read the question with a very calm and peaceful mind and very carefully. And don't be nervous. Have a confidence that you will be able to do it. In your accountancy exam, first you start writing the question number 1, which is compulsory theory. Okay, so you finish that, then you come immediately you attend the question number 6, that is for 20 marks. So at least for 40 marks you can do it with a very peaceful mind, and then go for the rest of the sums. You will be able to do it. You will get a confidence also. Okay, so now let us get into that. First, you read the question very carefully. What is required? First one is you have to find out what is required. Required is journal entries and working note. Okay, so we know that now we have to make journal entries and working note. Now we have to read the question very carefully. Alpha Limited has an authorized equity share capital. Authorized, so we don't require it because they have asked you only journal entry and working note. So this is not required. Then 10% redeemable share is it's also authorized. Okay. Now what is the paid up equity capital? 13,50,000. And second thing you have to note that everything is given in rupees. Nowhere it is given in your, I think this is 3 lakh. There's something is here. I'll just erase this. Yes. Okay. So we can continue it. So this is 3 lakh rupee. Rupee is there. So it is not given in number of shares. So you have to find out the number of shares. First thing is that you don't require this authorized capital or authorized preference share capital. Now you got the amount, not the number of shares. Okay. So everything is in amount. Securities Premium 35,000. The moment you see it is 3 lakh and every preference share is 100 rupees, then it is 3,000 shares. Okay. Then Securities Premium, P&L account and general reserve for 4 lakhs. The company has investments of the face value of 40,000 being carried in the books at a cost of 45,000. Okay, here only most of the students make a mistake. What it is, I'll get you later. We will finish the sum. The company has decided to redeem. So it is a redemption of preference shares. Okay, by making an issue of equity shares. So you know that working note, what is the face value of preference shares redeemable, you write the amount, less that by the face value of equity shares issued 1,50,000. What is the cumulative preference share redeemable amount? 3 lakh rupee. And you are going to issue equity shares for 1,50,000. So the balance amount is 1,50,000. That will be your CRR, capital redemption reserve, which you have to create out of general reserve. Okay. And this is issued at a premium, no worry. But what is your section 55 says? Face value of redeemable preference share minus face value of equity share. Whatever the balance amount, you have to create a CRR. I think this is very clear. And now What they are doing it, they sell the investments. Here only most of the students lose their mark. 110% of their face value. What is the face value? 40,000. And what is 110%? You add 10%, 44,000. 4,000, 44,000. So you think that the face value is 40,000 and it is sold for 44,000. There is a profit of 4,000. No, no, children. It is not like that. It is the cost. What is the book value? You are going to remove this book value. So for 45,000, the book value, the investments are shown in the books as 45,000. This is the cost of investment. And for what you are selling, 44,000. So there is a loss of 1,000 rupees. So you have to record the loss into P&L account. That is the third point. You have to keep it in mind. First point is no need of any authorized capital and all. Second point is you have to convert the rupees into number of shares, which that will be always be useful. Third thing is that they are selling the investment, the face value 210%, but the cost is 45,000. So there is a loss of 1,000 rupees. And the fourth one is also very, very important. All preference shareholders have been paid off except two holders holding 500 shares. Here you may make a mistake because it's common. When you read it, you may think that two holders holding 500 each. It is not like that. It's only total 500 shares were not paid. Why? Maybe their address is not traceable or maybe some other reason. But here what you have to do, due you have to make for all the 3,000 shares. Okay. You have to make the due to preference shareholders for 3,000 shares. But when you make the payment, bank account will get credited with only 2,500 shares holders amount. Okay, not that 500 shares. These are the points only you have to keep it here. Only some 3-4 points. Otherwise, it is very, very easy. So you have to make two working notes. First, we are going to make a working note of calculation of amount of CRR. Face value of preference shares redeemable, they have given us 3 lakh rupee. See here, it is 3 lakh rupee. Redeemable cumulative preference share is 3 lakh rupee. And the face value of equity shares issued is 1,50,000. So we need 1,50,000, which will be created. The capital redemption reserve will be created out of general reserve. Let us see the general reserve. There is 4 lakh rupees. Enough money is there, so need not to worry. So write here calculation of amount of CRR and put the working note like this. Second working note, that what is the amount paid to them. First one is total number of preference shareholders are 3,000, because 3 lakh divided by 100 is 3,000 shares. For 3,000 shares, we have to make the payment. But two holders holding 500 shares were not traceable. So only we are going to make payment for 2,500 shares. So now what is the amount? Here we will come back and then come back here. Okay. First thing is that we will be selling it, the investments. That is for 110% of the face value. Face value is 40,000. So we are selling it for 44,000. So there is a loss of 1,000. So the investment account is credited with 45,000. What is appearing in the book value? Okay, that is the cost. Then bank account debit, because they say that the equity shares are issued at a premium of 10%. So keep these things in your mind while preparing it. Then you can write the journal very fast. So bank account, it is very easy. If you understand, if your concept is very, very clear, you can do it in no time. The only thing is that you have to practice, writing practice must be there. To equity share application and allotment account. Okay. Now this application, and you can make a joint entry also. One entry, or you can make two entries. Equity share application and allotment account 1,65,000. Security premium 10% will go to this account, and capital account will get credited with the face value. Then now we are making the due for making the payment of redemption of preference shares. Okay. Now I would like to tell you what strategy you should maintain for your September exam. First, every day you just study two subjects, not all the four subjects, and which is high mark scoring subjects are accountancy and economics. Everyone knows that. So you practice those things. Economics, you be very, very clear of your concept and read it a number of times so that you can do the MCQs faster. Okay, without any mistake. But for accountancy, you have to do writing practice. After seeing the question, you do it by yourself. And if you make any mistake, you have a small notebook. Keep it ready with you and write all those mistakes what you are doing, committing. Either it may be calculation mistake, or it is a formula mistake, or you may not be remembering a particular concept. Okay, so you write down that so that you won't forget it at exam time, because you know that you yourself have written those mistakes in a separate notebook. For law, you have to do much writing practice, but that should be in a more professional way. Not simple language will do that, because ICAI is expecting, because you are going to be a chartered accountant, you should be well versed in your professional approach. How to write the answers. You have to first find out the issue. In case of case studies, what is the issue? What is the problem? Then related provision you have to write. Then you have to give the analysis, then give a conclusion, and for every keyword write the keywords with an underline. Only joining the sentences can be of your own, otherwise 90% of your language should be with full of right terminology in a professional way. Okay, so if you like my videos, please write in your comment. I'm requesting you a number of times, so take a minute of yours. And of course, I know that you are all busy, and I don't want to waste your time. So just write one line whether you like this video and which part is more interesting to you, or even if you don't like it, you can write it also. Okay, and try to, if you like it, give the thumbs up, like it, and share with your friends who are interested in this type of videos. And let me also know that whether you are appearing for September or you are planning for some other time. Okay, so now let us continue that. So now we have to make a due for this preference shares. 30,000 into 100, 3 lakh rupee, and they asked us to redeem it at the percentage, 10% of premium. So that is a loss to the company, debited, but preference shareholder will get along with the premium 3,30,000. This is what I made this calculation here. 3,30,000 is due for 3,000 people, 3,000 shares, and for 2,500, how much we are going to make payment. That is 2,75,000. Either way you can calculate. You can calculate 500 shares which we are not going to make payment. How much it is? 500 into 110, because 100 is the fees value, 10% is the premium, 110, that will come to 55,000. You subtract that 55,000 from 3,30,000, that will be 2,75,000 is payable to the, it is paid, sorry, payable is 3,30,000, paid is only 2,75,000 to bank, except two shareholders holding 500 shares. Now you have to transfer this premium on redemption to profit and loss account, because it is a loss to the company. Now at last we have to create the capital redemption CRR required for redeeming the preference shares. General reserve account debit to capital redemption reserve account. Hope you like my videos. If you like it, please, once again, I am asking all of you to like and do not forget to give a comment on this. Thank you very much.